Hey guys, this week we talk all about Josh's F1 experience, new restaurants, and more, so stick around.
Welcome to the Crap Vegas podcast.
Vegas, here we come.
Vegas!
Here are your hosts, Chris and Josh.
Hello everyone, and welcome to episode number 95 of the Crap Vegas podcast. I am Chris, he is Josh. And Josh, I really hope that your weather is far better than mine right now, because today was a snow day in Louisville, Kentucky. We got about 5 to 6 inches of snow everywhere. It was an absolute mess, and everything's very pretty now, though.
Oh yeah, snow is pretty. No, we are no snow here. We haven't had any snow this year yet. It's been rainy, but today is beautiful. I just went out and took a walk before we recorded, and it's kind of crisp in the upper 40s or so. It's really nice. But this is, again, for the second show in a row, I think.
An angel number?
95 doesn't feel like an angel number.
No, definitely not.
Feels like a discounted show.
Yeah, this is like the Dollar Tree version of these shows.
Anyway, no, but this is another one of those at least half temporal paradox shows.
Oh, that's right.
Because I am currently in Las Vegas.
Are you really in Vegas again?
Yeah.
Didn't you just get back from being there for a week?
I did. We're going to talk about that.
I bet we are.
But no, I'm at Zorkfest as this show drops.
Okay, should we just go ahead and get on with it?
Let's just jump right in. Why don't you tell people how to get a hold of us?
Okay, you can send us an email. That is podcast@crapvegas.com. You can join us over on our Facebook group. That's crapvegas.com/Facebook. You can find us over on Twitter.
X.
He's at Vegas Duffy. I'm at Small Whale 13, or the show page is at Crap Vegas. Or we would absolutely love to have you join us over on Patreon. That is patreon.com/crapvegas. There is so much content over there. We don't even know what to do with it. We're about to send out our listener gifts in a week or two. Just a lot of fun things happening.
Yes, and we'd love for you to join us over on Patreon if you're not already a patron. It means a lot to us.
Previous episode feedback, Josh. We got a message from Ashley. Ashley said, so I just got done listening to your social media roundup. Yeehaw. And she loves some of the questions. They are things that I had searched for myself previously. I'm curious about asking the host for gifts prior to arrival, though. I know you all used to get gifts from your host upon arrival. Were those requested or provided without prompting? Do they affect your comps? I never know if I should be asking for more or thankful I got anything at all. Love the show, Ashley.
Well, thanks, Ashley. Those are great questions. I think both Chris, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm not someone who usually asks for gifts. I'm not a big drinker in my room, so getting a bottle of champagne or some other kind of liquor doesn't really do much for me. I have thought about asking, can I get some extra Diet Cokes or that kind of thing?
Sure.
Chris and I regularly got and maybe still get amenity baskets when we're particularly at Aria. And those we don't ask for. Those just come when and Aria seems to be pretty, I've had it happen when we went through our PCS. I've had it happen through a host. So I think that they're pretty good about giving those if you're a hosted player. The only other time was when our PCS set me up with birthday stuff for my wife's birthday when we were at Vidara, and that wasn't requested. I think I may have said, can you do something special? But I left it really vague like that. I just don't have the needs to really ask for things. As to whether or not it comes off your comps, theoretically it would. It could if it's something big. If you ask for a big expensive bottle of champagne or something like that, maybe. But I think that's probably at the host's discretion. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah. I would think those little amenity baskets they give you at like Aria, maybe they hit you for like $100 or $150 in comp value or something. There is a lot of food in those baskets.
Oh, yeah.
There's tons of candy and chips and drinks and nuts and everything else you could ever want. I'm like you, Josh. I just don't ask for things when it comes to like arrival stuff. I don't need the food in my room. Yeah, it would probably be nice to have a couple extra waters, but at the same time, since all of our food is comped and that includes the mini fridge,
right.
I usually grab the 3 or 4 waters in the fridge throughout my trip and just drink those. So I'd actually rather have that because then they're cold than if they were just sitting on the counter. So I don't even really think about it.
I feel the same way. But, I get that you want to do it. It's nice to have those things. And I wouldn't be shy about asking your host.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Josh, the problem is we've been out in Vegas so many times that some of that stuff has just lost its luster at this point.
Yeah, and I think we're also, at least I think so, we're fairly low maintenance.
Yes, we are.
We don't have a lot of needs.
No. Next, Josh, we got an email from Daniel in St. Louis. Daniel said, Chris and Josh, I always love to hear about your guys' trips to Vegas. I always learn something or pick up a new show or restaurant I want to try out. What is one restaurant or show in Vegas you haven't been to or seen, but want to soon? Keep it going, Daniel.
Well, great question, Daniel. I think the one that comes to mind for me, at least right off the top of my head, is Cut. I want to try Cut at Venetian because I have such fond feelings for Delmonico. That's, I'd like to have that as a comparison. That's the one that kind of comes to mind. I wouldn't mind trying Barry's at Circa at some point. For me, it's steakhouses. I like to compare those. I still haven't done Bavette's. Now that I think of it, Bavette's might be the one I'd really like to do first. How about you?
Josh, I think you read my mind because Cut by Wolfgang Puck is the next restaurant on my list that I'd really like to try soon. We walk by it every time we're at Venetian Palazzo because it's right in the middle in between them. And I always say, we really need to go here. We always end up back at Delmonico. But yeah, I think that's my restaurant. And for a show, the only thing that kind of pops in my mind is something I've been wanting to do for a while, but I get the impression that Josh doesn't want to, is Disco Show. That's one I still want to try out, but it just doesn't seem like Josh is very excited about it.
I don't know. Now that I've been, getting in a little better shape and moving around, I might be up for standing for the whole show.
We got to get our bell bottoms on and head on over there.
That's right.
So thank you guys for the feedback this week. Let's keep it moving. Okay, Josh, I feel like I can say this at any given point, and I'm probably correct. However, I think you just got back from Vegas.
Exactly. Yes, that is correct. And this show is going to be all about my F1 trip.
Ooh, F1. We went together last year. I wasn't able to make it this year.
That's
so Josh,
right.
You got to do it the solo
together.
Way, but you had some friends out there while you were there.
I did. I met up with the Handy at the Shandy Gang. So we have Boring Jack, Adam the Fraud Bauer, and Table Games James to use their official, nicknames that they've given themselves. And I think there's also quite a few listeners. I might as well say it now. I think there was Jessica, there was Nate, there was Jeff, and a whole bunch of others, Ryan and Brian, and probably Susan, and a whole bunch of ones that I can't remember at the moment. But anyway, it was great to meet you all. I'll start off with saying that we met a ton of people, both the Shandy fans, Crap Vegas fans, people going to Zorkfest, lots of people out there. So Chris, I arrived late Friday night. And if you remember, do you remember how you got to the property last year when F1 was going on?
Yeah, I got in at like 5:30 or 6 that night. So it was getting pretty close to when they were shutting things down. But they were able to go a back way through a parking garage, through like some turns that I hadn't seen before. And I was able to make it to Venetian.
Gotcha. I got in late Thursday night. I said Friday night. I'm just like thinking, doesn't make sense if I got in Friday night. I got in late Thursday night. So the F1 qualifying had started. And I had a choice of getting dropped off, I think, at Treasure Island or at Wynn were my two options. Yeah, I got dropped off at Wynn, which from Wynn over to Palazzo is a super easy walk. And I didn't have any problem with that at all. I talked about it with my host. And Chris, I don't know if you remember, last year they weren't able to do transportation for me. And I think for you to F1, I just had to Uber or cab or something. This year they actually set up transportation for me, which was really nice. I tweeted out a picture of my view, Chris. I don't know if you saw it. I had, like, our host set me up. I had the ESS room, the super shower, elliptical, that whole thing.
Yeah, your favorite room there.
But I had a view of almost the entire racetrack, and I don't know the turns. Awesome. Adam would know the specific turns, but like I could see the sphere and the whole track that went around the sphere. Yeah. It was I should have just watched the race in the room.
Oh no, I saw the pictures from your room. You sent them to me when you arrived, and I was a little bit jealous because honestly, and we'll talk about this in a minute, when you actually went to the races, it's much easier if you're actually up high looking down than if you're ever trying to figure out what's going on while you're at the track.
That was continued. It was our problem last year. It was my problem this year. Anyway, Thursday night. I got in late and I think I just pretty much went right to sleep. Friday I actually worked most of the day. So I didn't start my gambling until about kind of 4:30 on Friday. I met up with James from Handy at the Shandy at the High Limit Video Poker Bar, of course, as you would,
Of course, where else would you
suspect. James's wife, Kim, was there, and they gave me the first of a few little gifts that they had. The first one was something, Chris, that I got to give you if you're into it. For people who track their rolls with dice. Well, this is tracking. They had notepads printed to track 4 of a kinds in video poker.
Oh, wow, cool.
Just to keep track of over the course of a day or a session or a trip, how many, 4 aces you've had and that kind of. So I had a wonderful time doing that the whole trip with my little pen and pad out the whole time, tracking my.
Did you have like a little golf pencil, Josh? I feel like that's almost necessary.
I think it would be. No, I just stole a pen from the room or the bartender or
Okay,
whoever.
fair enough.
Anyway, I don't have any special. In fact, the whole trip, I'll just kind of cut to the chase. I don't have any great video poker stories. I did not hit a royal. I
I'll
hit
imagine
some,
that.
4 aces with kickers and things, but I don't actually think, Chris, on video poker, I had a hit over 2,000 something. I think I hit
wow.
for 2,400 or something. But
I mean,
You know,
for
when
the
you're
amount
playing
that you
Ultimate
played,
X.
that's surprising.
yeah, I didn't do badly in Ultimate X and video poker at all, but I just didn't have any of those big storytelling hands.
Okay.
But Friday afternoon, I had to go register for F1. So a little different, Chris, than I think we had last year. I had to go register each day for
Mhm.
F1.
Okay.
So it was a little bit of a pain. Like I had talked to somebody earlier. In fact, I went to the host desk maybe on Thursday night when I got there to see, how you register. And she said you have to go to down the convention hallway and there's a booth kind of thing. And they had a line for the people going to the viewing party and they had a line for people going to the Velocity Club, which was where my tickets were, the Velocity Club. But you had to
Okay.
register each day. So I had to wait in a line. It wasn't huge. It was like 20 minutes or something in line. But I was like, this is kind of, having to come back and do it tomorrow is a bit of a pain.
Not
but
ideal.
Okay. Yeah. But they said that so many people lost their tickets last year after the first day that then they were scrambling to how do they handle them the second day kind of thing. So that's why they decided to break it up and you have to get your pass each day.
Weren't those tickets electronic last year? I feel like we had them on my phone.
We might have, but maybe we did and some people didn't, or,
Gotcha.
who knows.
Because I mean, I remember we had to go through the security and you scanned them. You could go in and out, but I don't think we actually had physical tickets.
Yeah, you might be right. But anyway,
I don't know.
I got a fantastic jacket though as part of my
I
Velocity
saw.
Club
I was actually kind
package.
of jealous of that. They didn't give us a jacket last year.
I know. I got a jacket. I got a hat. I got some silver. I'm sure they're not silver, but some silver race car keychains, which I
Yeah.
gave out to the Shandy people. And so it was nice to get kind of some swag.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Then I played a little Crapless Craps, Chris. This was in our over-under. I
Uh-huh.
played a session of Crapless Craps with James, got killed.
Okay. Yeah, that's usually what happens.
Yeah. It was raining on Friday night, so I'm going to tell the story when we go out to the Velocity Club. But Chris, the rain actually made it really fun to watch the cars because they kick up the big rooster tail of water and stuff.
Yeah. That would be kind of cool.
And it actually made for a kind of a better viewing experience for us. But so I got to tell you about the Velocity Club, Chris. So the Velocity Club was sitting out there. It's the scaffolding that they built over the Venetian's outdoor canal. So they drained the canal
Okay.
and they built the Velocity Club right over the canal. So you're looking right out the strip. Really, really cool. So the best part, so first we go in and we get another, and when I say we, James from Handy at the Shandy was my +1 for the race since you weren't there to be my +1. I had to invite
Did you guys go
somebody
arm
else.
in arm walking in?
We did. And there was, there was all
Okay.
sorts of places for influencers, things to take pictures. So,
Well,
it would have been.
you're absolutely an influencer, Josh.
Exactly right. So in we go, and first we got more swag. We each got totes, we got hats, and they're
wow.
Velocity Club branded. Like so, I
Yeah.
felt really special to get Velocity Club totes and things like that.
Yeah, you guys got hooked up.
Oh yeah. The first thing, Chris, was they had not all, they had many of the good restaurants inside Venetian were catering the Velocity Club.
Oh,
So
cool.
Cut was there, for example, and Cote, or however you say it, and Mott 32, and Bouchon was there and
Nice.
providing the food inside the Velocity Club. And it was all free.
Free, right? Yeah, nice.
Free. Unlimited beverages, full bar kind of thing, all
Yeah.
free. Everything was comped in there, which was really fun.
I mean, I'll say, Josh, obviously I didn't get to come, but I remember when they started sending out the notices from Venetian Palazzo this year with the offers, you and I kind of looked at that because we had the option between the Velocity Club and something else.
Right.
I can't remember what it was.
I think we had the T-Mobile grandstand like we had last year.
Yeah, like we had last year. And we looked at the Velocity Club details because there wasn't a ton of them, but
Right.
it sounded like it was going to be a far better experience. And clearly so far it has been.
Oh, it was fantastic. So they had, they had a whole indoor area with TVs and seating, and this is where all the food was and everything like that. By the way, Chris, Wolfgang Puck was there
Oh,
in the Velocity
Wolfgang was
Club.
there.
Wolfgang was there, as was Keller. What's his name? Thomas Keller?
Sure.
I think he's
Not
a
as
famous
exciting as
chef. Anyway,
Wolfgang.
so he was there. That was really cool. I looked at James and I said, I think that's Wolfgang Puck. And we were kind of not sure. And then sure enough, that's Wolfgang Puck. And there were some other kind of minor celebrities there. James got his picture taken with somebody who was on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. I don't remember which. A
Was
woman.
it Jesse Palmer?
I don't know. You have to
Okay.
listen to Handy at the Shandy.
Okay, I will.
Anyway, it was raining, like I said. So we went out to the seating, which was as part of this, built up scaffolding thing. There was seating, and they had TVs out there, Chris, so you could actually watch the what was going on in the race as you were watching the cars go by. So we sat out there for a little bit in the rain, and it was really a lot of fun. We didn't stay too long. We had our food. We went back, and then, Chris, I played some 50-cent video poker at Bar Luca with Boring Jack and his friend Ryan. Yeah, and I was good. Played 50 cents, and so that was the extent of Friday.
Okay.
Then we get into the meat of the trip, which is Saturday. Saturday, I started out, Chris, and I'll kind of, I won't do this every day, but I walked with Jack every day. I walked with Boring Jack. So the first
Very
day,
healthy of you.
Oh, yeah. The first day we're at Venetian. We walked down to Mandalay Bay and back to Venetian.
What is wrong with you?
So did that again on Sunday. Once we move over to the Cosmo, which I'll get to, we walked every day from Cosmo to Fontainebleau and back.
There's the Deuce, right? You can hop on there.
Oh, sure.
Pretty
yeah.
inexpensive.
So I was getting like 8, 9 miles in a day. Jack actually walked further. The first day he went from Venetian down to Mandalay Bay, back to Venetian, dropped me off, and then he continued on to Fontainebleau and back. So that was impressive. But I'm trying to remember
the last time in Vegas I actually was outside walking from point A to point B. And I don't remember when it was.
It's much easier when it's not 90 million degrees out.
Oh, sure. This is the best time of year to do it.
Yeah.
And I remember you and I would have walked down to Planet Hollywood from Venetian last time, but unfortunately it was pouring down rain, so we held off. But it's been a while since I've done that.
Yeah, I was proud of myself. It took me away from gambling for a little bit.
Sure.
It was healthy.
Yeah.
Speaking of healthy, on Saturday we also ate at, and I remember the name now, Howlin' Ray's.
I was going to put an over-under on how many times you had hot chicken while you were there. My
Just
number
once.
is okay. I was going to say 2.5 was my over-under I was going to set, but
you're
I'm surprised.
losing all your over-unders. Yeah, it was.
Did they have? Thanks. Did they have milkshakes available yet?
No, they didn't have milkshakes. I don't think I had a milkshake on the whole trip.
They need to work on that
I
because they
know,
said
I'm
they were coming
depressed.
soon last time, but nothing.
So obviously played a ton of high-limit video poker at Palazzo, and I wanted to talk for just a second about Jen, the bartender. She is one of my favorite bartenders, and kind of as I was talking with the people I was with, one of the things about Jen that I think is really special is she cares a lot about whether you like her drinks.
Okay.
Like she really wants to know if she made you something, did you, if it's something, especially if it's something kind of unusual, did you enjoy it? And so at one point I was asking her, or maybe I was asking Jack or whoever what I should drink next. And I think Jack may have suggested, how about I wanted something with gin. And I think he may have suggested an aviation. So we asked the bartender, Jen, and she has a sheet of every drink that she can make, maybe by ranking or something, with the various liquors, with the various alcohols. So she pulled up her gin one, and aviation was at the top of the list. So she made an aviation. I learned that I liked aviations a lot, so I started to have those at Cosmo too. Anyway, fantastic bartender. Saturday was a fantastic time playing video poker, Chris. We pretty much did it all day. I played with Jack, Kim, Ryan, Brian, as I mentioned, listeners too. I did hit 4 of a kind on the flop. Or on the
I saw
flop
that.
or draw or whatever. Is it flop or
I've never
draw?
seen that before, so that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, so I had that again. No multipliers, which was slightly unfortunate. Then Chris went and played a little craps.
I believe, if I remember correctly, this time you played with Barb.
Yes, we did play with Barb. So it was me and Jack and James and Barb, the dealer, and another bad crap session. So no stories from craps. We didn't hit the all small. We had one of those runs where we went way down, but then we almost made our money back, and then we lost it all again, kind of thing.
That happens.
So it wasn't too exciting. Then we went to dinner at Estatorio Milos, which is the seafood restaurant, which I had not been to before. Of course, a couple things. We had eaten Howlin' Ray's earlier, and I knew that James and I were going to eat when we went to the F1 race on that night. So I was not particularly hungry. And
I understand. You were saving room for the big race food.
Yeah, this is a big, we had planned this dinner, and I was like, how can I really not eat? So Kim and Jack and Ryan, I think, ordered some, fish from the place. James and I were both eating. Yeah, James and I were both eating kind of light because we were not super hungry and we knew we were going to be eating at the race. Chris, I ordered olives.
Just olives?
Just olives. And there was an appetizer with olives, and I thought I should eat something just to be, polite. I had attended this dinner, so I ordered I ordered olives. They were not particularly good. So I only had like 3.
Wow. I would like a plate of olives and 2 saltine crackers, please.
That's right. I did have a cocktail. So I don't have much of a review to give Estatorio Milos, other than I was not a big fan of the olives.
Understandable.
That's it. Then
That's
it was
okay.
off to the Velocity Club again for the actual race. And Chris, this one was catered by Bizarre Meat. So race day, the whole thing in the Velocity Club was catered by Bizarre Meat,
Okay,
which I'm
that
sure
sounds-
you.
I mean, not my favorite place in the world, but I'm glad you had some well-known food.
Yeah. Well, the worst part was I knew we were going to Bizarre Meat the next day.
Oh,
dinner.
wow. A little
So,
bit of overkill at that point.
Now I was like having Bizarre Meat all the time, especially because it wasn't my all-time favorite either. I was like, so I didn't eat much on race day. But what we found out, Chris, so it was fun. We saw, I won't talk a whole lot about the race. The cars go vroom, vroom really fast and you see them for a second and then it's done. But what James and I found out, Chris, is that our Velocity Club tickets did not actually come with seats.
It was a club experience, but you
Right.
couldn't actually sit down. I got you.
We could see the race. Like it was, they were standing room only basically. So we had guest passes or something to the Velocity Club, but then there was a second level of group that had all access passes.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of celebrities. There were actual real big, influencers there that had photographers with them and all that kind of stuff. But they all had tickets. James and I had to kind of squeeze looking between pillars and things to see the actual race. So from viewing perspective, not all that great. Not that we would have stayed anyway.
So a question for you, Josh. Which do
Yeah.
you prefer? Do you like it last year when we had the grandstand seats? And of course, it had free food too.
Yeah.
Not
yeah,
at the
yeah.
level that you had.
Right.
Would you rather have that, or would you rather have the kind of general admission, just kind of graze around, eat some good free food and not really see the race?
This was fun from a kind of made me feel special perspective. It was nice to
Okay.
get the
Yeah, I got you.
jacket and the hat and the,
Yeah.
and the food
This
was
is
super
far
cool
more
and
exclusive
stuff.
than last
Right.
year's experience.
But if I were actually going to see the race, I would want grandstands or something other than
Okay.
not having a seat at the Velocity Club. So it didn't bother me at all because we headed out and we were only at the race for after kickoff, after green flag, whatever starts the race.
Yeah.
Green flag, white flag, checkered
After they
flag.
dropped the puck, you were only
Right.
there for about
After
15
first
minutes.
pitch,
yeah.
we were there for like 15 minutes. Then I met up with Jack and Ryan again, I think, at Bar Luca. And this is
Okay.
where I discovered something, Chris, at Bar Luca. So, Chris, you remember that at the High Limit Bar Palazzo at our game. So when I say our game, this is Ultimate X, double bonus, $1, $30
Three
a
line.
pull,
Yep.
right? 3 line.
Gotcha.
It's 8-5. The odds are 8-5. It's 8-5 video poker. At Bar Luca, the same game, Chris, is 9-5.
So that's pretty cool. You can get better pay tables outside of the high limit room.
Isn't that weird though?
Well, I guess it's probably because the drink service out there won't be as good and stuff. So they're incentivizing you with slightly better pay tables.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm coming to we'll talk more about it, but I'm coming to the conclusion that it's all random or at least somehow not
It sure
planned.
feels that way because you'll find like one random machine that has a completely different pay table than everything else in a big group. It's just
Yeah.
like they randomly assign it. They update some from time to time
Right.
and they just forget. Yeah, it's really weird.
Anyway, I mean when you start playing and this is full houses where it makes the big difference, and it's $5 difference every full house at our level. And if you get multipliers and things, it can be, I'm guessing
Significant.
significant. I'm guessing for me over the course of the trip, it was well over $1,000 when I was playing 9-5 versus 8-5 in making a difference, which is, that's real money.
That's a lot. Yeah, it is.
So
Real money.
I became quite fond of Bar Luca as opposed to the high limit bar at Palazzo. And I like that if you're playing with other people, it's nice to have the machines closer together, which is, as
Yes.
we talked about, the problem with the
Palazzo high limit room.
Palazzo high limit bar. Anyway, Jack hit a fantastic hand, Chris. He hit four aces with a kicker, although he wasn't playing a kicker game at 12x. So he got 9,600 credits. You know what it would have been for us? What's 4 aces with a kicker at 12x for us?
Well, 4 aces with the kicker is what, 2,000?
Yep.
So 12x, that'd be 24 grand.
Yeah, that would have been something.
That would have been very nice.
I did
Way
not
to
hit
go,
that.
Jack. Ruining it for everybody else.
Exactly. But I did hit. I finished off the night on Saturday with a little $20 spin, huff, and even more puff, and hit the upgraded bonus with the mansion bonus.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, for nearly $5 grand. So that was a nice hit on a $20 spin. $5 grand is that's a good spin. Sunday,
It is.
We went to Bouchon for breakfast.
Ooh, I like
Then I
Bouchon.
did the walk again with Jack and Ryan and James. James came with us on the walk. Then it was over to Resorts World.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're starting to go there more often now, I'm noticing.
Well, I do like the high limit bar, although it is, I don't think I played at $1, so I don't know for sure if it's 8.5 or 9.5, but it was 8.5 at what I was playing at, with I think it was 50 cents. Anyway, Chris, we met Ken. I have to tell you
Okay.
about Ken. Ken was a patron at the bar.
Was
Who
a patron?
was-
What did you do, Josh?
he was very intoxicated.
Okay.
And so we're sitting there. It's me and Jack, and I think Ryan was there on one side. Definitely Ryan was there, and then James and Kim came later. So Ken somehow started talking about places in Minnesota where Jack and Ryan are from, but he was sitting next to me, and he was like really close in my space, and he kept saying, "I'm from Nigeria." And he was really talkative and really drunk, and finally was leaning on me,
Oh,
like putting his arm on my shoulder, using
making a
me as
move. I like it. Did he
no,
ask
he was trying
anything
to
about
talk
the
to. He
green
was
door,
trying
Josh?
to talk to Ryan and James, who were on the other side of me. So he was kind
Sure
of
he
talking over
was.
me, and I'm trying to figure out how to politely, he was asking me questions, and I kind of got to the point of, I just want to play my game, man. I was trying to be, how do I get rid of this guy? I just want to play my game and focus and enjoy the experience, and I couldn't do it. And so I'm like, what do I do? So I pressed the service button on the machine. And
Okay.
Jack didn't know exactly what was happening with that. He's like, your service light's on. I was like, yeah, I know my service light's on. So the service person came over there, and I made up some question, and that didn't do anything. And the bartenders were kind of smiling. They're like, we've been dealing with this for 4 days with this guy. The problem was they said later, he's a good tipper, and he's really nice. Like, there was nothing, he wasn't belligerent. He wasn't anything other than just really nice, overly in your space, and never wanting to stop talking and monopolizing, your time and your space and all that
Your
kind of
energy. Yeah.
stuff. So finally, James and Kim came. And so I asked Ken very nicely, hey, would you mind if my friends took this seat? I didn't even know if they wanted to play. Like, they had showed up, but I'm like, because he wasn't playing. He was just talking and,
Just sitting there.
So
Yeah.
he said, absolutely. So finally, James and Kim came, and Ken went away somewhere. But anyway, that was my experience
Wow.
with Ken.
It sounds
Yeah.
like you had a great experience with Ken. And Ken, thank you for being a patron. I love you still, even if Josh doesn't.
So we left Resorts World, and then it was over to check in at Cosmo, Chris.
Mhm.
And won't go too into that, other than we all settled at the shandy. We drank and drank and drank and drank. And this was the night dinner was at Bizarre Meat at 5:30. So it was a fairly early dinner. My room wasn't ready.
Imagine that.
So, and I had shorts on and stuff, so I didn't have appropriate attire for Bizarre Meat. So it gets to be 5:15, and people are starting to leave for dinner. And I'm like, I haven't heard that my room is ready at Cosmo. I'm not dressed for dinner. So I go to the Cosmo VIP area, and I said, hey, I got a text that my room is ready, or a call that my room is ready. And they're like, you did? That was a mistake. Well, I didn't. I
Oh,
did get
wow.
a call from Cosmo, but I had
Yeah.
been drinking. Before that, I had tried to leave. So we're getting late. Like, it's everybody else is left. I'm trying to finish, knowing my room's not ready. I got to go change. The paper jams in the machine. So I couldn't get my Tito ticket out. So I had to wait for my Tito ticket to come out. Then I go to the VIP room. They finally find me a room. I go up, I change. I'm, half in the bag, getting over to Bizarre Meat. I actually told the cabbie, I'll give you an extra $20 if you get me there fast.
Okay. How'd that work?
I don't know.
Did it
I
make
got
any
there.
difference at all?
I got there.
I bet you did.
So
I have
Bizarre-
done that before going to the airport, by the way.
Oh, you have?
Um,
You've actually done the movie
Oh,
thing?
no,
then?
I've done that before, and he flew, man. He was going 70 mile an hour down Flamingo trying to get me there. So, no, it was pretty cool.
It was a lot of fun. Dinner was really good. Better, in my opinion, ordered off the menu as opposed to the tasting menu, which I did,
Yeah.
last time at Bizarre Meat. And I liked it better because I got to pick food that I thought I
Sure.
would like. And so I enjoyed the experience. Still not my favorite. I don't like the little bite-sized portion thing as much.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have my meal, but it was good. It was great company. And then it was back to Cosmo. We couldn't get a seat at the Shandy, Chris, so we played at the sports bar.
Okay.
And again, $9.5 at dollars at
That's
the
nice, yeah.
Shandy and at the sports bar, I think, if I'm remembering right. Monday, it was another walk to start the day off. Then, Chris, we pretty much just started at the Shandy playing video poker at 10:30 in the morning and never stopped. And that was a good thing and a bad thing. We did play craps. So the third, I went on tilt, not really on tilt, but I needed a break. And so I went and played craps by myself. So that's 3 crap sessions I played.
So just to wrap up, Josh, a little bit. So you were in Vegas for what, 4 days, 5 days?
All day Friday, all day Saturday. Well, Friday was half work, but so all day Saturday, all day Sunday, all day Monday.
Okay. So you played video poker for probably, I don't know, 25 to 30 hours.
Something
somewhere
like
in that
that.
range.
Yeah.
And
we'll
you
go with
played
that.
craps for roughly 45 minutes.
No, I bet it was an hour and a half total between the 3 sessions. Yeah.
I wasn't trying to short shrift you there, but
Right.
okay. I was just curious overall.
Anyway, so I played craps by myself. Then it was dinner, Chris, at Carbone Riviera.
Ooh, Carbone
Yeah.
Riviera. I
I
have
did not
been
get
there.
to ride in the boat. The
Oh,
$3
I'm
million.
sorry, Josh. You
I
really
know.
missed out. If Boondocks was there, he would have taken you.
He would have got the boat for sure. So I think we had Dover sole, maybe. Very good fish. I did have the pasta alla vodka, their specialty there. In fact, we did. We shared it as a table. I can't remember what my drink was. Really good experience.
Like Lady
I
and the Tramp style, Josh?
Yeah,
Like you put a
exactly.
piece in each person's mouth.
Well, it's
and
not that kind of pasta. It's not a spaghetti. It's a whatever
doesn't have to
penne
be,
or
Josh.
something. You can't
It just
share
makes
if
it for a
it's-
shorter experience if it's
true.
a different noodle.
or more intimate, whichever.
That's right.
Anyway, as far as Carbone Riviera, I actually like Carbone better, but that's just because of my preference for food. The venue is amazing, as you would expect. A beautiful venue. If you can get a seat outside on the lake, it's even better. We were inside, but it was a really great experience. Like I said, I'd rather go to Carbone before Carbone Riviera again, but that's just a food preference. Really good. Then it was back for more at the Shandy. And Chris, this is where the fun really started to happen. So we started playing a game, Chris. Everybody's playing Ultimate X, right? So we got to the point, where you get what we would call a key hand. Would you know what I meant if I said a key hand? A dealt straight or a dealt full house.
So some sort of actual hand that you're excited
where
to win.
no, it's more of the next hand is going to be multipliers.
Oh, okay. So this is building up for the next hand.
Right.
On the
So
Ultimate
we
X
would
game. I gotcha.
announce, whoever was Adam was there, everybody was there. We would say key hand alert, and then everybody would kind of look over at that person's machine.
Mhm.
And then the next hand would come and we would say, so if you got a key hand, you were automatically at DEFCON 4.
Ooh,
And then depending
wow.
on what the
Get
hand
serious.
was, your DEFCON would go, up or down.
Gotcha.
And depending on the threat level, as we're all drinking like crazy. So then it was, you would inevitably get nothing on your DEFCON 4 and nothing
inevitably,
happens.
yes.
And we would just say, stand down. And then anyway, so we got to the point where we're drinking chocolate martinis. And
I was really hoping you were going to say chocolate milk there, but you let me
chocolate
down a little
martinis.
bit.
So Jack got something and he was gesticulating fairly aggressively. And he in my mind, he did a karate chop of his martini glass. And
Okay.
it actually just tipped over and broke. But in my mind, he chopped off the stem of it. But either way,
Ninja.
he spilled his chocolate martini all over me. And I don't mean,
Oh,
I mean from glasses to shoes. Like,
and out of all the liquors, a chocolate martini is not the ideal one to be spilled on you.
fortunately I had had enough that I wasn't. The worst thing was my glasses were all covered in chocolate martini.
Yeah. You need to you got to get those cleaned off. But
I had to go find a restroom and dump water on, but of course they were still blurry. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. I should talk for just a quick second. I did have a wraparound terrace room at Cosmo.
Okay.
That was lovely.
One of
I've
my
had those
favorite rooms.
before. It's a super room. And then the last day, I played a little video poker before I left, and I discovered, Chris, and I mentioned this to Chris already on our last Patreon show, I discovered the high limit bar at Cosmo, which I didn't even know existed. This little tiny 5-person high limit video poker bar at Cosmo. And I really enjoyed that space. Now it's not cheap. Like the least I could play my Ultimate X game was $30 a
Yeah.
pull.
But
But I
that's
really
what
had
you
a good
normally
time
play,
there.
so not an inconvenience for you at all.
Yeah. Anyway, that was the trip. So lots of fun, lots and lots and lots of video poker and drinking and just having a great time.
Well, good. It sounds like you had an awesome time, Josh.
Yeah.
So with you wrapping up your trip there, Josh, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll spin the wheel and more. So stick around. Patreon. That's patreon.com/crapvegas. What do we have new over there, Josh?
Well, Chris, we have our Fading Crap Vegas show that we do every week, or mostly every week. We skipped one over Thanksgiving.
That's the first time it's ever happened,
I know
but,
it
we
is,
did.
yeah. But no, we also put out part 1 of our 2025 Best of Vegas Awards This is no longer a show where Chris and I pick our best of. We let our listeners and everybody that supports the show vote on our Best of Vegas awards. So Chris and I are going through and commenting on your picks, and I haven't looked at them until Chris brings them up on the show. So it's a lot of fun.
It is, and we even had some new categories this year we haven't talked about in the past. So you can get Josh's real insights about like best pool in Vegas.
And best gym.
Best gym/workout facility. Things that Josh knows all about.
I told Chris I'm waiting for best locals hikes. We'll see if
that's coming up potentially on part 2. Stick around.
Anyway, your support in Patreon means a lot to us. Chris and I try and make it special over there. We appreciate all your support. Couple different ways you can support us. You can become a KCS patron, which is our highest level patron that gives you unedited video access to these shows before they drop, before I have a chance to take out all our mistakes. And then you can support us at our lower level, which is $7 a month. And for that, you get all of our Patreon content as well. You just don't get the unedited video feed.
That is true. Big thank you to those that have signed up the past couple weeks, though. That's Seamus G, Big Al, not Big Gay Al, just Big Al. But he's a KCS
I don't know who
member.
Big Gay Al is.
You don't watch South Park?
Oh, no, I don't watch South Park.
Wow, you are completely missing out. Big Gay Al used to be a great character on there, but this is just Big Al. But he is a KCS member, Josh.
No, thank you, Big Al.
I mean, he might be gay. I didn't ask him, but it's a possibility. We're not judging.
No.
And Michelle A is also a KCS member, so thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
Josh, we're also down to 3 entries still in our survival contest. Nobody has got kicked off in the past 2 weeks. It's still Tony, Sean, and Dwayne.
I am just amazed that you guys are the best to be able to A, remember to get your picks in for this long, and B, get them right for this long.
Well, Josh, it's serious now. They think, they're in the money. They just want to keep adding on.
Yeah. They should chop it. Like you do in a poker. They should just chop.
They should. That'd be smart. Yeah. Friendly reminder, subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcasting app and visit our merch store. That's crapvegas.com/shop. Josh, we've made it to the end, which means it is inevitably time to spin the wheel.
It's time to spin the Crap Vegas Big Wheel. Are you ready?
You ready?
Oh, I'm so ready for this.
Josh, spin the wheel.
I've been waiting for 2 weeks.
Oh, Chris, here's one we haven't done on a wheel before.
Ooh,
it's a
exciting.
blind rank.
For me?
Yeah, for you.
We don't do that. I asked you blind ranks, Josh.
I'm going to give what came up on the wheel.
Okay, fair enough. It's a good spin,
I don't have any choice. All right, Chris, here we go. The places you would least like to be trapped for 24 hours in Las Vegas.
Okay, and 1 is the worst place to be trapped.
One
and
is
5
absolute hell. Right.
Okay, gotcha. I got you. I'm ready.
Right, except there's 7.
7?
7.
Josh, we usually, if there's more than 5, we save that for Patreon. We only give the Patreon people the extra 2.
We're going 7 here. Places you would least like to be trapped in Las Vegas.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. The first one is the KISS mini golf experience at Rio.
Oh, that doesn't sound bad, Josh. I mean, I like playing mini golf. I'm sure the lighting and stuff would get old
24
pretty
hours
quickly. I mean, yeah, black lights and everything, and I better make sure my clothes are nice and clean. But I'll go ahead and put that as a 5.
Okay, so not too bad. Not too bad. All right. The Ellis Island karaoke room. 24 hours in the Ellis Island karaoke room. Now, there are
details on
downtimes.
this. Yeah, I mean, am I here with a group that I like to be here with? Do I get to pick the music, or am I just like sitting around having to listen to other people
You're
sing?
sitting around. But there are only two karaoke like times a day, I think. So the rest of the time you're in there by yourself probably, or clean up, that kind of thing.
I'll put it as the 3.
Okay, so pretty bad. You don't want to
It's
spend
not
24
great.
hours
Not
in the
gonna
Ellis
lie,
Island karaoke room.
Bunch of drunk people that don't know how to sing. Yeah, it doesn't go well.
All right, here we go. How about the Link Casino floor?
Oh, I wouldn't say that's bad, Josh. I mean, it's not a place I want to stay, but I mean, I get to play, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then if I get to play,
hours.
I'm putting it as a 7 then, because if I can play, I'm good.
Not bad at all. All right. How about the Oyo Casino floor?
Ew, that's a little different. You're surrounded by people that I probably don't want to be surrounded by. I'll put that as a 4.
All right. Okay. Now we're getting down to it. Tournament of Kings at Excalibur. 24 hours in the Tournament of Kings Theater.
I get all the food and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then a 6. It's not bad. I've been to Tournament of Kings before. I really enjoyed it. The food's not the best food in the world, but it's completely edible. You have some entertainment.
All right. You're very accommodating so far.
That means I have 1 and 2 left, though, and that's a scary position to be in.
Well, you've positioned yourself well for 1 and 2.
Okay, what do we got?
The Circus Adventure Dome.
Oh, God. I don't really like those sort of places. I don't have a kid with me that would want to do that. I don't want to be surrounded by those people and those noises and those smells. I'll put it as a 2, but it could have been a 1.
It could have been. All right. Your absolute worst place you'd want to spend 24 hours is on a Luxor inclinator.
That would get old pretty quickly. Just going up,
You have people riding.
up and down. Yeah, that
You
could
can't
be
get
a
out
little
when people get in. You just have to.
I know. That could be a little monotonous. So, yeah, I'm okay with that being my 1, Josh.
The good news is you can establish your pee corner.
That is 100% true because everybody knows if you're trapped, first thing you do, establish a pee corner.
Can you imagine? You're on the inclinator and people are getting on and you've just established your pee corner.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I
What
can't
is
get
that
off.
smell, guys? That's my corner.
I'm required to be here for 24 hours.
24 hours.
Anyway, that's your blind ranking.
Well, I'm glad I finally got to participate in one of these. Usually it's the
Yeah.
other way around.
I know. Some other choices would have been for worst places to be for 24 hours, trapped for 24 hours. I thought about the construction site at the new baseball stadium.
Oh, that wouldn't have been fun.
Yeah. I thought about the pleasure pit at Planet Hollywood.
That would be a
your number
7 because
7,
that would have
yeah.
been amazing.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Not a worse place
Leave
to be
me
trapped
there.
at all, right?
My God, I can play cards. I can see pretty women. That's like the best world ever.
Anyway, we should go one more spin.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. I have it on good authority, Chris, that Batista's is open again.
Whoa, that's good news, Josh. That's
Yes.
right. They just finished their remodel, right?
Yes, exactly. Anyway, that's it for the wheel today.
Okay, well, I'm glad you brought that back up because I do like Batista's.
Yeah.
And I actually wouldn't mind going back there sometime.
No, absolutely.
So on our next trip to Vegas, Josh, we need to go downtown because we said we need to go to the Neon Museum and Mob Museum together. And then we need to hit Batista's on the way home to have some food.
I like it. I want to do all those things.
Out of all those
Batista's,
things,
I'm
we
not
will
sure.
do 0 of them. But let's say it right now. That
What's
we
your blind ranking of those 3 things?
I think Batista's 1 because I love food.
Okay.
So that would be good. I like the Mob Museum a little bit more than the Neon Museum, so I would put Mob at 2.
I was going to go Mob 1. Like I'd actually
Okay.
put Batista 3.
Okay. Well, I guess I just like food more now, Josh.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay. Anyways, Josh, this has been a ton of fun. I'm glad to be able to catch up with you because it feels like both of us have been getting pulled in weird directions recently and not able to focus on the fun things that we prefer to focus on.
it's been a bit nutty. I'm excited to be in at Zorkfest right now. I'm sure I'll have a lot more video poker fun to talk about. Maybe
Focus
even some
on the
craps.
craps,
I know
Josh.
there'll be craps because
Focus
there's going to
on
be
the
coffee
craps.
dice. We've got the reserve table. It's a forcing function. I'll have to play craps. Do we have an over-under on a royal for me this trip? Am I still going to get none?
Half, because you're not hitting it.
Are you taking the under?
Josh, you have statistically defied the odds already having
I
2
know.
of them. You're done for probably at least the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, I know. I'm
That's okay
hopeful,
though. It's
The
still
more I
fun.
play, the better chance I have.
Remember, Josh, the less you bet,
The more you
lose
lose
when you win.
When you win. Yes, absolutely.
That is right. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it, and we will talk to you soon.
Thanks for your support, everybody. Bye-bye.
Vegas, here we come.
Thanks for listening to the Crap Vegas podcast.
Have you ever been to Vegas?
Check out all our recent news and our Vegas trip calendar by visiting crapvegas.com.
See you in Vegas.
But this is, again, for the second show in a row, I think.
An
This
angel number?
is
No?
never ready for you to say an angel number.
Nope.
Well, great question, Jim.
Great question, Daniel.
I have the
We
hardest
appreciate
time
it.
with that.
I don't know. That word great is very difficult.
Great question.
That's right, Josh. The more you bet,
The less you lose when you win.
It's the less you bet. I said it earlier.
Start over.
Here we go. Start. Oh, I don't have my sound effect.
That's right. Perfect.
Perfect.